D. Everybody say, what's up, Mike D? He's coming. He's doing a show all the way from DC. We also have a special guest, Antonio from Rockford, Illinois. Somebody say, what's up, Antonio? Y'all may not have heard him, but I'm in the studio, so I can hear him. It's like there's like a lot of voices in my head right now, and they all screaming your name. So we right here on the Holla at Me with Mike Doom show, and we back again with another great topic, another great night. We want y'all to come in, join in, get excited about the show. I know we got some opinions out there, and because a lot of people talk, so let's get on the show. Before we go ahead and get started, let me give you these numbers. 614-577-1464. That's the call-in number. And for those of you that's tech savvy, I want you to get your thumbs ready at 614-377-4592. Before we go ahead and turn it over, let's go ahead and open up with prayer real quick. We want to just invite the Father in. God, we thank you. We bless you right now, Lord. We ask you to touch the airwaves, Lord God, as they're sending out your word, as we're discussing these topics, Lord. Let our hearts speak for you, God, and all those that have something to say, not just to be combative, God, but we want to be healed tonight, God. And so we ask that you would move your word through somebody to call in, to text in, to spread the word, check us out online, God, and be a blessing. So we just thank you right now, and we open up our hearts and our mind to your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Mike Dean.
Oh man, listen, man, I'm up here. I'm chilling in my hotel, man. I can't even lie. I'm up here. I'm actually watching the game, and I'm watching you live on Holla at Me.
Who winning?
I'm cheating. So I got my boy Antonio Ramirez, man, all the way from Rockford, Illinois, and tonight we want to talk about persevering through the process. Persevering through the process. And Antonio has a very interesting story in terms of overcoming his obstacles and things, on his way to the top. And this man is an international. He travels internationally, does things domestically all over the country. He's one of the greatest leaders I know, and I had to invite my boy. It's not even what I'm doing this show if I invite my brother. I mean, we brothers. I mean, we brothers. So, and Tom, just kind of talk about, just a little bit about you and kind of what you're doing back in your community, some of your experiences. You know how we roll, man. What's going on with you?
Man, well, first off, let me give a big shout out to you and your team, Mike Dean, for what you're doing and your radio station. Definitely honored to be a part of your show. Brother, I'm behind you. I got your back. All the way from Rockford, Illinois. We take it back to, I don't even know, I want to say what year, because it's going to tell my age right now. I ain't trying to tell how old I am.
Yeah, you sound young.
but I ain't as old as Mike, though. I just want to
say how old you are in Spanish, just in case,
Like, hey, everybody knows the numbers in Spanish pretty much, so that's what I tell my age. But, I'm definitely honored, brother. I mean, totally, I just want to just say, I'm very proud of what you've accomplished over the years of, our relationship as brothers, man, and, taking it to that next level with a radio station. And I'm following behind you, even though you try to kid around that you're following me, I'm following you, and, hey, we both set each other's levels to, like, who got next. I keep that quote in my head. We've talked. Yeah. And, definitely, man, that's kind of our conversations over the years and just the development we both have done over the years, I want to say has helped me, overcome many things and obstacles, and at the same time allow me to, have confidence to move on my own and start doing my own, ideas and planning and projects in the community. Right now, what I've been working on in this last year and a half, branching off on my own, doing consulting work for Youth Bill USA International, it kind of helped me kind of build up more confidence to come back home and start my own organization which I'm be happy to share with you guys in a little bit more in a bit. But United at Peace is my organization. I got a co-director. Me and her met through community work that we've done together and came together and started brainstorming and putting this baby together. And it's a baby. It's growing little by little. I gotta say, I'm excited. There's been times where you kind of doubt a little bit if this is where you should be heading. But I want to say, man, right now, I'm definitely this year has already been showing me that we're on the right path. And this baby is already crawling and ready to jump around. So United at Peace is where I'm at right now, doing other projects within the community with the Boys and Girls Club, different coalitions. My brother's keeper locally as well. My main thing, and Mike, then this is I love my community, and I've been able to grow with myself and develop myself. The next level is developing and helping my family, and we've always done work in the community, and I think we're getting there now. So I got a lot to share. Just whatever you guys throw at me, throw me the questions. I'm ready.
Okay, Antonio, and I can't remember what year that was, but I want you kind of, just because you want to, in fact, let me say this, you're one of the greatest leaders I know personally. I mean, besides being one of my closest friends, you are one of the greatest leaders, from my perspective, in the world. One of the greatest minds. So, and I say that with all sincerity. I want you to just kind of hit real quick, because I want, because some people, they think when you start organizations, you start businesses, you go to school, you family, and all those things. Some people just think it comes quick or it comes overnight. They can just do 2 or 3 things, and boom, it happens. So when I look at you in our experiences together, some years ago, you were in your area one of the top 40 leaders or so, under 40. What was that? Talk about that.
You know what? It definitely doesn't happen overnight. At a young age, when I started, the transformation of leadership of my own personal life and just where I was heading professionally, man. We don't, and I'm pretty sure you did too, Mike. We had this ambition to change the world right away, had so many things on my plate. And, really what helped me in the beginning was a lot of mentors and guidance of those that, have been there, done that, directors, counselors, people that, have been in the field of the work that I was trying to be a part of, which is human services. In the beginning, I didn't know if that's what I wanted to do. And then slowly it evolved to social work, to civic engagement, and then, ultimately now my big push is leadership. I was recognized in 2007 as one of the young leaders, one of the top 40 young leaders under 40 in my city. The first year, Chamber of Commerce had put on this event and this, recognition, and to stand there, and this is by nomination. This is not something I submitted on my own and say, hey, I want to get this recognition. And any recognition alone, it's never been about recognition. It's never been about being rewarded or being praised that I've done all these things in my community. My main thing always stays with helping my community, from young people, families, even organizations, man. I mean, that's where we're at right now, is that I'm trying to link everybody together through United at Peace. And to get the recognition in 2007, standing alongside, the mayor of my city is also being recognized as one of the top 40 leaders under 40. I mean, I saw this man, our mayor, before he ran for mayor, where he lost the first time around, and he actually had just, been elected. And, it's a great honor as well. And at the same time, prior to that, being nominated to speak at my commencement speech and being, graduating with my associate's degree in my local community college, that was like one of those, milestones in my life where, man, I'm starting to see hard work, the time away from family, the sweat and tears that you fight through, because you sometimes want to see things happen right away. And what I've learned over the years is you gotta get time. Give it time. You have to have patience. Patience is my number one thing that, man,
It's the enemy.
I didn't have patience, man. and having patience, it really, allowed me to be more, just, taking time and reflecting and absorbing, absorbing what others could bring to the table, absorbing what others already have done, not just observing, absorbing. That was my thing is, what are leaders doing that I want to take in myself? What are leaders that, their qualities that I want to, kind of develop myself?
Hold on, Antonio. No, say that one more time, because I think that went over some people said. You said not just what?
Not just observing, but absorbing.
Wow.
Absorbing,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of my, I'm going to lie, that's kind of one of my, just hidden things that I've always had over the years. I've never really shared because, yeah, I observed a lot, but at the same time, I was absorbing some of the stuff, like what qualities as a leader someday, if I become that leader, in my community, so I want to share with others, but that others can take from me as well, I mean, I'm not going to be a leader forever, I want to be a leader that can, inspire others and take it to that next level, be better than me. But, to, look at somebody that can say, you know what, I'm up here as a leader and I grabbed these qualities that I was able to be guided through Antonio. Again, I'm not looking for the recognition, but if a young person can move up in life and grow and say, man, I was inspired, just, just hearing those words, I mean, to me, it shows me, or at least I feel gratitude, I'm not a millionaire, and I tell it to a lot of people. I continue to work in my community. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have tons of money. Yeah. But my reward is seeing young people, reach their goals, reach their potential. Realize that they can make their goals happen and their dreams happen, and helping that family overcome obstacles. My family had tons of obstacles, my parents being from Mexico, and coming over here with not knowing the English language. I mean, I just put myself in my parents' shoes and, as an adult now, I realize, man, what struggles did they have to overcome? So, yeah, I mean, it's not an overnight thing. It takes time to build. I want to say in the 14 years of just, being, and this is the other thing I realize is that it hit me the other day that I've never changed. I've changed in a way, but my persona in the community has always stayed the same. I'm about youth. I'm about my community. I'm about change, and I'm about being neutral when times of need, and be able to help bring people together versus trying to attack it. Trying to be, crazy or radical. I mean, I would love to be radical, but my community, I'm pretty much, I'm pretty much lucky to know that. I mean, I've worked alongside many leaders. I'm working alongside leaders right now currently. Well, if we want to sit down with the mayor on some topic and some issues going on, we don't have to fight it. We can actually call a meeting and we're going to get this meeting done. And, in a civil, in right way, professional way. And I know many cities and a lot of people that, from my own brothers and sisters, Mike, don't have it that way. So I take this serious when I do work. Is what, if I can sit down with my superintendent on a quarterly basis and say, hey, we need to change this and that, he's open to that. But again, it's been a lot of hard work to get to this point. And again, it's being patient and being able to learn from others and listening. Being able to listen and not just give feedback right away. Because oftentimes some people are quick to jump, and let them explain themselves fully, and then let's see if we can come with common ground. So I got a lot, man. I mean, and right now I gotta say, and a lot of my story, and we don't have enough time to get into it deep, but I've had to overcome a lot of times where I felt pushed down, I felt disrespected, I felt where my worth hasn't been all there, where I've given, just support that I've needed. But I pushed through because in the end, it wasn't about the man. It was about my young people, my community, and I pushed through until I can make a point that our young people have a voice. Our young people, are ready to make change. We just need to prepare them. We need to guide them, mold them, you know. And I'm seeing it already, and I have leaders in my community right now that are behind me, like 100%. I just got a text message a minute ago. I'm not kidding you, man, Mike. Actually, today was a great day as well. Just before I got on the call, I got a text message from one of my leaders in the community. She's been a big-time activist for our Latino community, and she's like, look, Antonio, call me. Me and my sister, we're looking to do a women's conference business forum, and we want to raise money for United at Peace.
Wow.
You get these messages, out of the blue, and you're just like, oh my God, like, not only does it up my anthem and say, oh man, I really got to make this happen, but it feels good. Like, I need the funds to do the projects and work I want to do in my community, and it almost feels like it's going to be a little easier if I would have started this maybe 6 years ago, I don't think I would have been as prepared 6 years ago. And right now I can say, man, to have support, not only at the local level, I know our brothers and sisters across this country that, if I were to call and say, hey, I want to blow up my city with the biggest youth conference or biggest leadership conference, I think I'll get that support and change something around in my community and maybe replicate it in your community, Mike, and replicate it in LA, and replicate it in New York, wherever,
Wow. Let me chime in real quick, because I get back out your way, because you said a lot of good things. We're both pretty familiar with each other's story. When I think about you, and I think about people like you and I, with all of this passion to make something happen for people you don't know, but you represent through love. And I want to kind of frame it, and then live you can chime in or whatever. But my question or the premise is, where did this passion come from? Because many times we have a passion for certain things, or we do certain things, but then people don't know what the driving force is. People kind of see the what, but they don't know the why. So it's like, why am I doing this for my community? Why am I going so hard? And I know some years ago, you even traveled back to your homeland in Mexico, right? And even some of the things you saw there that even created more passion. I think you also, did some things in El Salvador that haven't even been done, and the respect and things of that nature that you got there, and then so just all these different experiences, there had to be something that push you, because for me, I always say my passion is my pain. So when I'm going through the process, there's sometimes it get hard because you don't see results soon enough. Or you don't see results when you want it to happen. And so, I look at it and I say, man, that's why I'm doing this. And I need something to constantly remind me when I feel like giving up, or I feel like, not so much throwing in the towel, but just kind of saying, let me take a step back. So that's kind of what I'm saying there. So what is that? And where did that passion come from? All of this passion.
Well, if I could sum it up in a word, I'm trying to figure it in my mind. But of course, our stories, with the struggle and growing up in poverty, and again, I go back to my parents and starting to realize, as I'm growing up and becoming an adult, that they had to overcome a lot of challenges, and I had to sit and realize that some of the negative actions I was taking really wasn't reflecting, I think, their dreams and goals for our future. But I think the word that I would say that drives me with a passion and continuing to do and reach out and, change people's lives or at least create opportunities, I guess, and is summed up in the word familia, family. I brought that, man. I brought that. Yeah. Next, man.
Hey, Antonio. Yeah, Antonio. Hey, hey, man, where did we meet at, man? Who was our first event? I want you to tell people how you brought me in, man. What happened, man?
Well, we I think we were connected through that at first, but the main event that really where we embraced and I think it set the path and of the craziness we through the neck was in DC. Okay. DC, and unless I'm wrong, but I know DC was one of my turning points where me and you started like doing, having the meeting of the minds, and it was an event. It was a pep conference.
Yeah. And I want you to tell the truth too. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. You couldn't have my voice. Finally, get me out of my room.
Oh man.
I extended an invitation and I'm in the hallway. What's going on with that now? No, I mean, to me, when I got elected up to the NAC, I started feeling that sense of a family to the NAC, and slowly but surely, this internal darkness I had in my heart started to kind of fade away, and the National Alumni Council. I'm sorry, I said NAC. For those that are not familiar, the National Alumni Council of Youth USA. It's a national council formed of alumni from across the country, alumni that graduated from youth programs. Well, Mike and I were part of the National Alumni Council, and we were invited to this conference. This was my second year attending, and I actually was a part of the planning team for the youth cycle, a cycle of workshops for the youth. And Dorothy Stolman was asked. Dorothy, the CEO and founder of Youth Leader Service, was invited to be a keynote speaker. Well, wherever Dorothy went, she made sure she always brought young people. And although I was already invited, she invited others, and Mike Dean being one of the National Alumni Council members. And so at the time, we're going between phone calls and checking in, what details I can give about the conference and how we can involve the leaders that were coming with Dorothy. And, budgets were tight. And they were asking, they ran out of rooms in the hotel that they're going to be Crystal City. And then they ran out of rooms, and now we can't book a room for Mike Dean. And then it came down to, man, we can't find a room, period, nearby. And I just said, you know what? I have a room. The conference people are already providing me with a room. Across from the same, just walk away. I'm like, I can share my room. And I remember the conversation. I can't remember who the person at Youth USA I was talking to, the staff person. But they're like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I mean, you're willing to share your room. If it's one bed, I'm like, I'm okay if he's okay with it. And they're like, well, we'll share with him, but are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, look, we're a family. And Mike is part of the NAC, and he's my brother, and I trust that, we'll be all right. And if he's okay with it, I'm okay with it. I mean, I've shared rooms with brothers before, and this is my brother, and they're like, wow, we totally appreciate it. We'll check in with him, and sure enough, you were okay with it. I remember when we went to the room, and you were kind of kidding around, like, man, okay, so how are we gonna, take over the bed? I'm like, I can put him in the middle. you were like, nah, I don't do that, bro. I don't do that. At the time, I was a little younger than you, too, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, look here, Mr. Veteran. I know you have your bedtime. But I'm like, you know what?
I don't do mama jokes no more.
Okay, all right. I'm glad.
Hey, it sounds like y'all did some real good bonding back in the day. And tell me, I got a question.
And I ended up getting my bill over, right? And you were like, no, man. I'm like, dude, it's okay, man. I slept in harder floors. And yeah, so that was a great story, man.
Wow,
That's a way to hook up. That's a way to hook up.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you good. Listen, I heard a lot of good stuff so far, and I got a question for you. Considering how your passion and your move for your community and the leadership that you have, and I heard a lot of growth and going from where you was at with the NAC and learning how to become a leader to being one of the top 40 leaders in the country. Let me ask you something. Has there ever been a chance or opportunity for you to make a decision to either go to kind of leave the craft that you're in now or leave the kind of arena of being a community driven to be more corporate America, or opportunity to just go make a bunch of mad money and just leave everything where it's at? And it's, and if so, how did you make that decision?
I think that, man, there's two moments I can think I was close to that. First was when I was a student for my local youth build program. This was back in 99, 2000. I was going half year. We were in mid-year part of the program, and I was going to be a father for the first time, and my son was going to be born in July, right before graduation. Well, because I didn't have patience, and I just wanted to get things done. I was almost going to actually just give up, and I had good attendance. I was a great participant, this and that, but there was just things that I just couldn't deal with anymore at the program. On top of that, the stress of becoming a father. Am I going to be ready? Am I going to have money for diapers, milk? I need an apartment, And we were getting these small stipends, and stipend meaning a small check, weekly, bi-weekly, And it was getting to that, more of a nervous, man, I don't know if I'm going to be ready, And so I was going to quit, and I was going to say, I'm just going to go find a job. Forget this. This is not going to take me where I want to go. Luckily then I did have a good support as far as other young members or friends of mine that were in the program. We started together. They helped me stay with it. They helped me realize, look, we were halfway here. We're about to graduate, stay with it. We started together, let's end together. And that's kind of what helped me stay with that, with the youth build program and graduate. And if I had not, waited and said, yes, I'm going to stay with it, who knows where I would be, I could probably been back in the streets. I could probably been, working, a factory job where I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be meeting my passion,
Right.
So that was one of the first times. And actually, I'm glad I stayed with it, because then I was actually elected to attend the Young Leaders Conference in D.C. in 2000, which really opened up my world to, what's really going on in our country, and understanding that poverty wasn't just in my city. Poverty was all over, and the issues young people back home were dealing with, others in other cities were dealing with that even 10 times worse, or just crazy,
Yes.
And that's where I started saying, I want to stay with this organization, help it grow, and hopefully help other young people reach, the potential to be a part of this program. So that's the first time. The second time, I want to say, was my time when I actually was working back at my local program. And, I was already about 6 years in. as a staff member, and a lot of things again weren't going my way, and I wanted to see change a little bit different. I wanted to give my input, and just people weren't ready to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
And I guess as much as I gave it time, year after year, I just had to realize I had to take a dive and step away from my organization and say, you know what? Maybe it's just time for me to look and go somewhere else. I wasn't sure where. I was actually completing my degree, so I knew for sure I was going to give my last 2 semesters 100% and get my degree. First in my family to go to college. I wanted to accomplish that goal. I said, where would it take me? And, luckily I was involved in my community and volunteering in different areas that, people saw potential in me and offered me part-time here, and then next I became a director of youth programs at the YMCA here locally,
Right.
So yeah, that was the second time. That was like 05, 06. And I was at that point saying, is this what I want to stay doing? Do I still want to be doing community work? Do I still, want to try to help change the world? I've heard the lines, and even close loved ones, people may not believe it, the more than my children, I remember even hearing it a lot of times. Why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just get a 9 to 5? And slowly and surely she started seeing that I told her I need to do something different. That was my first step changing my life around, is that I knew back in 97, 98, I needed to do something different with myself and not live the status quo, live the life that people, the stereotype of a Latino, being cholo, being, gangbanger and just selling drugs. I needed to break that cycle back then. And I think slowly but surely she saw I wasn't going to give up on my dreams. And now, those were the early years. And as we've grown together, she sees and she knows that, she tells me, you know what, I can't say much anymore. I know you're going to make your dreams happen. I know you're going to, be successful. So, now she's my, Mike, she's a big supporter of me, and she's my rock, man. She's,
let it out.
I didn't bring you on this call and get all mushy, man. We can
let it out.
All right,
she's standing right behind you, ain't she?
Let's take this further. Let's take this further. One of the, another kind of reason I brought you on this, on my show, because I wanted to show some diversity. And one of the things that, and this is an international show, radio station, if you will. But one of the things that I was thinking about is, because you have all this Mike Brown stuff that's going on, the Trayvon Martin. In my local community here in Columbus, I think we had like 3 murders in one day of young people. I got a text today, somebody got murdered, shot down, by the U.S. Marshals that I know personally. And so you have all of these different things going on in terms of violence, poverty, mentorship is not done, shameless plug, fatherlessness. And really, my book is out now today. You can go on Amazon and order the ebook version.
I saw that.
And download it, and it'll be available. The books will be available for order nationwide, and I'll be having books selling out my trunk as well too for those of you that's local. Antonio, that was awesome. So Antonio, man, so. Those are real issues, right? Those are real issues. And I want to know, what is the Latino community saying, and how is this affecting them? What are the similarities and things of that nature? Like, let's go there for a moment.
Well, you know what? I locally, I can give you a view of what I know locally in my city. Nationally, it's a different view. And then internationally, I'll start with that, just so the audience can know this. And I was hoping my brother Ellie Floyd would be part of the call, because he's giving that even more, man. Both Ellie and myself, going up to El Salvador, going to Mexico, we've been able to, connect with young people and being able to, share our leadership and some of our skills and stuff and trainings. But, I mean, people don't realize this, and even in the States, police brutality and just, violence and young people against young people is all over the world. And in Central America, Latin America countries, young people are dealing with similar issues that we are dealing with back at home in our own. And it's sometimes even 10 times worse, man. And in our country, we can at least, come together a little bit more better and peacefully and in a structured way without being reprimanded or sought after to be attacked by its own government. I'm going to give you a quick example. In Mexico, there was a town, 43 students were protesting in their town about better education and being able to get, funding that they needed as teachers. And these are young people who were becoming teachers. Not some already young teachers. And they were just, putting the word, putting a quick protest out of, what, we need better education for our communities, our towns. Mm-hmm. And, I don't want to get too much into the details, but it got ugly, man. They cannot find the 43 young people,
Wow.
Because they stood up and were trying to demand and get support from the government. Their own, I want to say the mayor of that town, and he's now, quote unquote, they said he's arrested along with his wife. But because of corruption in Mexico, I mean, the mayor and the wife did away with the young people, and there is no track of these young people, and the families are still to this day. This happened this past October.
What?
September, around that time, I can't remember the exact date, but man, these families are still without a trace of where their loved ones are, their kids. Wow.
Why haven't we heard about this?
What's that?
Why haven't we heard about this? That should be like.
And that's something that, I mean, even we just went to a conference in December. Was it December? Yes. Where and it's crazy because me being a Mexican American, our youth counterparts in Mexico didn't understand and didn't even believe that we cared about issues that go on like that in back in our homeland. And we came and told them we do. And they were impressed. They were astounded. They were like, wow, we didn't know that we had support like that. Yes, because we understand we're in a movement as well back home to change and get better education and opportunities. I don't know why a lot of news like that gets watered down when it gets to the States. I don't know if it's fear of, what we may do as young people up here, more educated, maybe more established and structured. I don't know. I know that in the major cities across the country, Los Angeles, for example, Chicago, even here locally around Rockford, there was, some protests. There was some, just show support. We want to know what happened with the 43 and young people, and we don't know. I mean, those are things you don't hear about too much in the news. And if you do, it's short and brief. Yes, and they arrested the mayor, and they're still looking for them, but they don't go into the details. And if you really look for, the channels that, give more time to issues like that, you won't really hear about it in the news. Facebook, I know there was some stuff going on out there for people to learn and hear about it, but to this day, there that I know of, there hasn't been any traces of 43 young people, young teachers, in El Salvador, same thing, there are young people out there that they're trying to make it and trying to, they're living in poverty, but their challenges are the gangs, and if you don't belong to a gang, you can become a victim, and that's why you have now Central American young people coming looking for opportunities for the States. It's not because they want to leave the country. It's not because, they want to take jobs. It's because they want to live. They want to live. And so, sometimes we don't know about these things. And I'm glad that, you guys are giving a platform for this and allowing me to just speak a little bit about it because, sometimes young people need to realize, at least in the United States, that, we kind of have it good. Yes, we have poverty, but, man, there's young people out there that can't, are scared to even step out of their house. And especially our young women in some of these countries as well. So as far as the Mike Brown and here in the States and what our Latino community, and I know big cities, New York, St. Louis, LA especially, you've got established organizations and movers and shakers out there that, there is similarities because we too are losing some of our Latino youth to, police brutality, police, killings. I'm not sure why not many of the news or, you don't see the unity through social media, but there is some unity. I follow some of the stuff that Ellie was and some of the leaders out in California do, and they're looking at how to rally together, and come together and voice as one. They've actually, I think, taken a step forward, Mike, and I don't know if you know about this. They have finally got to a point in California and Los Angeles that they are establishing, and I'm going to mess this up a little bit here, but when we were in Juarez in December, they got word that the city is allowed to establish a citizen body that will oversee, basically investigations, like when there's a killing of a young person or when there's knowledge that there was possibly misuse of force, that they're establishing a kind of a coalition of leaders from the community to be a part of that. So it's not just, police overseeing police, because there's a mistrust there.
Yes.
That, they're investigating it, they're bringing people in supposedly to investigate if there was, probable cause and all this and that, but you don't really have the outside of observing, like, okay, so LA, and hopefully at some point we get Ellie, on your show, he could probably share more to you as far as how that being established and how long it took him to do it, because it took him a while to get the city to finally support that initiative. Locally here, my community, Rockford, in a way, has been, the best I can describe is conservative. We have, trust me, shooting left and right, especially with young people. And as far as police, we haven't had too many that have been reported, on the news. I know there's been a couple years ago. The easy route is like, let's just settle with the families. And it's just like, really? We're just going to kind of close that chapter like that? And I know there's a movement of community leaders that are still trying to voice, look, we may not have it as much as LA or big cities, but we know there's still work that this police department or policemen need more training as far as, diversity and being able to work with community and stuff. But locally, I haven't seen too much of our Latino families or leaders stepping up and saying, we demand this and that. Like I said, we're kind of, with the coalition I'm a part of, it's called the Coalition of Latino Leaders. We have like quarterly meetings with our police chief. We have quarterly meetings with the sheriff, and I'm trying to think who else we have. But basically, we have a safety committee. So we voice anything like, hey, this is what we heard that happened over here. And so far, they've been kind of open to hear us, and saying, okay, we'll look into it. We really want to establish better relationships. Naturally, like I said, I can't really speak on what, Latinos view or see, the true, like, what we're standing up fight against things or unite. I'm looking more at the local level where I know leaders are being involved in what they're doing and how I can probably bring that to my community.
Let me chime in real quick, Antonio, because you said a lot of good stuff. We got to get some. I know we got some callers out there live. Can you read the number? I know we got somebody who want to call in, ask a question, maybe have a comment on this particular on the things that Antonio is schooling us on.
Somebody want to call in right now at 614-577-1464. And if you voice shy or you got a frog in your throat, go ahead and text us at 614-377-4592. We're broadcasting at holyhillsradio.com. So check us out. We got Mike Dean. He's live in D.C. Antonio Ramirez in Rockford, Illinois, and we're live in the studio. Everybody's live. We're all here. So come on, chime in and, spit some knowledge.
Say that number one more time.
That's 614-577-1464. That's the call-in number. And if you need to text, it's 614-377-4592.
Wow. Antonio, man, you blessing me, man. And I'm sitting here, I'm at awe of just the experiences you've had, of the knowledge you have in terms of just what's going on in our society. I kind of have a few questions that I kind of want to start wrapping this up with. I mean, it's not like you've been talking for like 5 minutes, honestly. We were supposed to take commercial break a long time ago, but I couldn't resist. It was no way we was going to take one with all of this momentum and knowledge going on. Facebook is going crazy. I mean, right now I'm looking at people responding and shooting likes and, comments on what's going on. So, look, man, this is blessing people. But, hey, man, watch this. This is what I want you to talk. This is kind of how I want to wrap this up. I have several questions, and you can kind of answer however you want, but because again, like I said earlier, you're one of the greatest leaders of our time, and that's no lie. And when people get the opportunity to know you, and some of the opportunities that's coming your way, people's minds are going to be blown, and lives are really going to be changed by the masses. And the first question I have is, what are the greatest obstacles you've overcome? And then, how did you get the support you needed? What did you do when you had no support, and why didn't that stop you?
Ooh, man. Okay. Oh, man, you got another hour? One of the greatest obstacles for me is just, man, I don't know, everything that came with growing up, poor, man. And at the time, I didn't know we were poor. We were pretty good, but just growing up in my community and the experience I lived, being confronted with the loss of one of my best friends, a brother, to gang violence, I think was one of the, I say one of the challenges that were put in my path to see how I overcame it. Either retaliating, either, just going crazy into the streets, or looking, sitting back and seeing where, life took me. And luckily, there was a conversation me and my buddy had that night that stuck with me, that we were ready to step away. We were actually getting ready to step away from it all and become entrepreneurs, do what we had to do right to help our mothers. And there were some other goals that me and him spoke about that night that really helped me, and it was almost like he was he was in my head talking about, wait and see who does what, and you will know if you stay with this or not. And luckily that's what I did, and I sat back and saw that those that said they were my brothers, those that said they were going to take care of business, really didn't know much. And you know what? I'm not mad at them. I'm not to this day, I'm not, remorseful about not having retaliation done. It was almost a sense for me where I had to pick up and say, what am I going to do different with my life? And my thing that I was going to do different is not allow my children or the future generation family members live through the life that I lived through, But I'm trying to figure out the question you asked me and how I overcame it. And I had to find peace. Hence the reason I call my organization United at Peace. I've always had this, when I started in the transformational part of my life and trying to, kind of self-counsel myself and kind of, overcome some of those, just the demons inside me and the darkness inside of not caring to live or die and, whatever. I had to overcome that and I had to find peace and it took some time, self-healing, on my own and a lot of nights, restless nights on my own, just, contemplating things, plan A, B, C, and saying, what am I doing? What am I going to do? Different and slowly but surely. It took some years, to realize, I just had to find peace. When I finally found peace, I always had it in my head when I started actually doing more work in the community and helping young people. I was at peace at some point, and I always kept that in my head. I'm at peace. That's what's helping me. Stay positive, staying motivated, living for my passion and my goals, and always bringing back that, I had found that peace finally. And I said to myself, and when we started brainstorming our organization, me and my old co-director and founder, I said one day in my life, I remember looking back and saying, one day if I start my own organization or business, I have to use that piece in some form in the business. And that's how we came together and founded, United at Peace. She loved it. She loved the idea of it. She had overcome some obstacles herself as a Latina. We can go into that later. But she said, yeah, at peace is where we need to be. And sometimes have to find a lot of, from young to old, need to find that peace. And, I've had other obstacles. I thought that was going to be the hardest obstacle I had to overcome. Sure enough, it wasn't. And it was tough. I've had some real tough obstacles. I won't say much about it, but I just got to say that, finding that peace, I'm thankful to have had that peace of mind, of being a forgiving person. I'm not, and like me, I'm not too of a religious person or faith. I never, but there's something that I know, and it can be faith, and I'm still looking for that. Myself, yourself. And I gotta say this, Mike, and I'm hoping, I'm not seeking that you're proud of me, but I'm pretty sure you'll be happy. We had a discussion a couple years ago that really was just trying to find a relationship with God, or building that relationship with faith. And I gotta say, I'm taking those steps already. I'm finally taking the steps and build that relationship, brother. And I'm doing pretty good. It's actually even building more peace. I haven't really said it to anybody. I really haven't shared it. It's not a New Year's resolution thing. It's really that was my next step in my goals is, finding more peace and building that relationship. You told me, look, it's not about. I can't remember how you said it, man. I just remember you said this. First you gotta build that relationship, Tony, and you'll get there. And I think that was when I came to your church the first time. That I asked you, I'm like, well, I don't know. I know I need something, like. And find that relationship, build that relationship. So I gotta let you know, I'm taking that step and been taking it. There's been big obstacles, but being at peace, I'm telling you, it has worked wonders and helped me overcome other major obstacles. And being able to seek mentors and like-minded, brothers and sisters like yourself, our sister Jamie. Oh my gosh.
Jamie's listening now. She texts me.
Oh my gosh. You too, man. I'm kind of getting chills now. You too. In my times of, oh my gosh, just where I kind of wanted to give up on certain things, man. Both of you give me that voice of reasoning. Both of you, have helped me to stop in my tracks and really observe more and take action slowly but cautiously. My sister Jamie, she doesn't know. She's probably now, if she's listening, I thank you a lot, Jamie. Seeing her strength, and her, she kind of took us under a little bit like a motherly figure, sisterly figure, and Kingpin was directed in the goals we were establishing together as a team in the National Women's Council. And the three of y'all owe to you a lot. You guys just don't know. But having supportive family, and when I say family, it doesn't have to be blood related. It's finding that family that's looking to reach the same goal as yourself. And both you and Jamie have been with me for, 10, 14 years. And I can never be, I don't know how I can ever repay you guys. I know we're destined to do more things together. So I guess to overcome some of those obstacles, find those positive individuals and stick with them, and hopefully you reach your goals. Anything else I missed out on there, Mike? I know there was a couple of things.
You hit everything I actually asked.
Yeah.
Let me kind of wrap it up, and then if somebody's listening right now, they say, you know what, I'm feeling Antonio, man. This guy's really hitting me in my heart. And they say, man, I want to do something to support United at Peace. How do they do that? If somebody wanted to support United at Peace financially, they want to send a seed or just a gift to kind of help you out with your organization, what do they need to do?
Well, is it easier I'd rather, I don't know if I can share my number on the air, but I like to share at least my Gmail if possible. Right now, I do gotta say I'm close, and you guys are the first to hear it. We're close to sealing and hopefully establishing a non-for-profit status.
Right.
Again, a blessing that came out of nowhere. And I will share with you more about that. And I think I did, Mike, already. And we're just looking at the final details to get that going for us. But I guess right now my personal email, as we're still developing our website, we're developing our email with the name. And can I share that with you guys?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So my email would be best. It's Tonio at Gmail. I'll spell that out. It's TONIO, the number 2, TONIO @gmail.com. So it's basically my name without the A in the end. And so it's Tonio @gmail.com. That's, and soon, hopefully, I could either shoot you a quick message or call one day and give you the news that, we finally reached it. I hope it's within the next couple weeks. We got to make sure we dot our I's, what to say, cross the T's and all that. Right. Legally and all that too. But we're excited. We're getting close to it, and I have a team of young people that are ready to take projects on. I have team of supporters in my community that are assisting me to find funding, and I can definitely need some support. In any form nationally. I mean, we're grassroots, non-profit, getting started, and we're in our second year of the organization. Hopefully, soon becoming a not-for-profit status. So, definitely, any support out there, guidance. I'm always open to guidance and constructive criticism, which has helped me become, helped me become who I am. Still growing professionally. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. And I'm willing to come out and help out any community if possible. Mike, I'm a phone call away.
Well, Antonio, and before I kind of close it out and live, you could chime in here. What are like some encouraging thoughts? Like, what would you tell the people in terms of, persevering through the process? Just sum it up.
To sum it up, dig deep. Dig deep and find the passion. What is it? Find that passion, like you said earlier, that's going to continue to help you drive no matter what. For me, it's familia. I want to help communities and young people find that familia. If it's not their own family, it's finding and belonging to a familia. So that is my passion. So seek that passion. Stick it through, thick and thin, hard times. You feel like you're getting pushed down. Look around you and find those that have been through the struggle already or already established. I mean, I'm telling any young person that's listening right now, any young person, if you feel you don't have that support at home, there's people out there looking for you to help you prepare to be the next leader. Trust me, I meet with them on a regular basis in my community. And like my community, there's many more. There's leaders out there that are ready to pass the torch and want to help develop the next leader. So please look for them at your school, at your church, within your family. If it's not your parents, you have uncles, aunts. There's a chance to talk with somebody that's going to hear your dreams and help you, support you through it. So I guess those will be my last words. And I'm always looking for guidance. I don't have all the answers. I'm always going to need support. I'm always going to need some direction. And hey, stop there! You're going too fast, So seek it to fulfill your passion, your dreams.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow, you got me messed up. Yeah, you got me messed up. That's why I don't like you.
And thank you for having me, Mike. Definitely. I think you go a little above in describing me as a leader, but I truly appreciate your words. I'm right behind you. I have your back. You want to talk about great leaders. Likewise with you, you're one of the great ones. I'm definitely looking forward to bringing out to Rockford and introducing you to my community, to my family. I know you will definitely impact some young people out here. And man, if people don't know on this radio station, y'all better know. Mike Dean is a beast, and I'm there to support you any way I can as well. And we're gonna do this together because we got next.
Right. Let me kind of sum this up. Hey, Lige, what's up with you, man? I know you there, man. You kind of hearing us talk about.
Go ahead, man. I'm just feasting. I'm just feasting, talking about perseverance. And Antonio, you're like the epitome of it. And I mean, so many struggles and obstacles that you overcome. And I think it's been a very great inspiration to a lot of young people that really, like you said, I think I heard you say it earlier, you just wanted it now. And wanting it now, there's a difference between wanting it now and how to get it. And you showed that through your leadership and, just letting somebody watch your life, let somebody see, sometimes we're not helping people by not being transparent. So when you're transparent, you say, hey, I stumbled right here, but this is how I got over it. That's the best lesson somebody can see. And, it's not, showing our frailties is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. So I appreciate that and everything you share with us today. And, man, just bless you and keep on pushing and keep on showing, keep on leading.
And appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna close this out, man, because one of the things that I know about, Antonio and the Mike Parkers and I was talking to Jamil today, Alexander, Joel, Miranda. I mean, people like that, Jamie. I mean, there's so many leaders that we know, and one of the things that I know about all the leaders that I've encountered is that they refuse to lose. Yep. And because giving up is not an option when you have a dream and you have a vision. Yep. And, just kind of, and if you're out there, man, and you just feel like throwing in the towel, you feel like giving up, listen, man, advice or giving you good feedback or energy or being a positive influence. Get around people you can learn from that's willing to share and give you the knowledge that you need and the support you need to take the necessary steps to your next level.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, man, just, for me, it's about trusting God. It's about, walking out my purpose and doing His will. And so my prayer to all of those out there, man, is that, listen, man, you can do anything, man, you put your mind to. In fact, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Yes.
And Antonio, man, you're a brother for life, man, and I can't wait to get Ellie and some others on here to show. But at the end of the day, man, we just got to keep pushing. And I can't wait to see what the next 5 and 10 years will look like for you. So, for all my people out there on Holla Me, man, listen, we're about to jump off the air. Listen, man, we love y'all. Next week, I will be giving away some books.
Right.
So, I'll be doing some calls and things, and we're going to go back and we're going to talk about this fatherlessness thing and the effects thereof. So, I'll be promoting my book next week, and we'll be having some real live discussions on what's going on in America and in our local community in terms of fatherlessness and the lack thereof. So, love you guys. Y'all be blessed, man. And again, holyhillsradio.com. Tell somebody. And until next time, holla at me.